On this week's episode, I'm confused. I can't figure out what companies are manufacturing what anymore.
Why? Are FujiFilm and Oshkosh not doing what you know them for?
Well, those are two of the companies, and no, they're not. And shelves are empty again.
Ah, but that's because they're using cartoons to make us buy stuff.
Wait, companies not doing what?
Okay, if you watch the show, you will find out.
All right, next you're going to tell me that M&M Mars is going to move out of Chicago.
Well, actually,
Stop. Just start the show. I need to find out what all these confusing things are, and I got to know what's happening in the world.
So not only are we live on Twitch, we are now recording for the YouTube show. YouTube show. See, I said it right this time. YouTube.
No, you didn't.
3 weeks in a row, I said it wrong, and I don't understand why.
I know you can't say any of the lines or anything anymore, which is funny.
It's just weird. I am known for being so good at enunciating. When I'm doing one of my DJ shows and stuff, I have, people, the staff at the venues come up to me and say, "You're incredible. I can understand every word you say. Most of these guys, you can't understand shit." I say, I know. It's all about enunciating, holding the microphone in the right spot. You cannot eat the microphone. Don't stick it in your mouth. They do that all the time. One of my.
We haven't started to show you. You know that, right?
Well, we're got the live show going.
Welcome to the Don't Know Show. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott. And this is a tale of how bad life decisions led to a YouTube show. No, damn it, you made me do it again. A YouTube show. Why do I put a B?
You couldn't even say decisions right.
It's not YouTube. Bad life decisions leading to a YouTube show, podcast, and live Twitch stream.
Yep. And on a web page, it's still broken, right? I haven't gone back and fixed it.
That is correct. It is still broken. I have to manually input stuff, and I'm a little bit behind. I think I'm like 3 weeks behind. And don't forget to go down there, like, subscribe, and share, because I put that there.
Go to whatever.world, even though it's broken, you can still get to some of the stuff.
Yes,
the home screen is there.
It is.
YouTube gave us a thing that says 350 upload milestone.
Well, that was a long time ago.
So that's posted up there.
Yeah. What does it show as the most recent show? Oh, in the podcast. You have to click on podcast.
Go to podcast. To the World podcast. It shows
probably 417 or 14.
383.
There's no way. I haven't missed that many.
383 is the latest one up there. It's all screwed up.
This is our 421st show we're doing tonight.
It's all screwed up. Genuine positivity. We haven't had anything there. Contact. You can still do the contact. And there's about Steve Allen. And you can go to, I don't know why the STE for Funguy is on the page, but it connects me to your Instagram.
Okay.
But if we go to, see, it says Steven's Instagram and it says Scott. I don't know what happened. If you go back to Genuine Positivity, though, and you go to what happened in Las Vegas, and you pull the stuff up, you can get to what happened to Vegas. So that pot shows up.
Okay.
Genuine Positivity. Let's see whose Instagram shows up. My Instagram shows up. So my Instagram shows up. And then from there you can link to it's just weird.
It is.
I got to get somebody back on there and figure this out.
I'm so confused.
I'm confused also.
Oh, Goobers is all happy I'm up here. I forgot to come up your ass today because I had such a rough day.
You did what? Who to what?
Normally, when I'm done with my bus run, I come up and spend at least 10 minutes with him and give him a few treats, make sure he's got water, make sure he's got food.
Okay, so people don't know who him is.
Goobers. You can't hear. Oh, that's right. You can't hear Goobers because the microphone is not.
I can't hear Goobers, and people don't know who Goobers is. So.
He is thumping on the floor because we're talking and ignoring him.
Okay, again, people don't know who Goobers is.
I said Goobers is the bunny.
What bunny?
Goobers is the bunny that I adopted from being left out in my yard at the farm just before wintertime, and he's not an outdoor rabbit.
Thank you. Was that so hard?
It was. You had to pull my teeth to get it out of me.
I know, which is kind of stupid if you think about it.
No, you're supposed to pull my teeth. It's funnier that way.
No,
Come on, Goops, come up here.
You're not funny at all. So, what we do on this show is we talk about things that we think are happening around the world, things that we find interesting. Let you escape from reality for a little while, just get away, kind of like just like if you were tuning into a morning talk show or afternoon talk show or a drive time talk show or a talk show or a Tonight Show or
we're more like a Tonight Show or we're more like a Tonight Show because we do get
like a side show.
Tonight Show. What is your problem? Do you have gooey? Do you need to clean the gunk out of your ears?
You said sideshow.
Anyway,
you said sideshow.
We're more like I said night show. We're more like a night show.
You corrected yourself.
I am going to, just like I did last time. And if I did, I will bring it up next week.
No, you won't.
But I did the other thing about the YouTube show, which I ended up doing today because it's
YouTube.
Yes. But anyway, it's more like the nighttime show because we do get a little more risque. The morning shows, they don't do that. Well, some of the radio ones do, don't they?
I don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about.
I have no clue. I'm clueless.
Yeah, you have no clue.
So hey, my mug's working really good today.
Behind us?
Ooh, looky. Isn't that pretty?
Should we talk about the pictures behind us?
That's what we normally do.
Okay, well, go ahead. You go first.
Driving home on Friday.
Home on the range? Friday.
Oh, home on the range. What the heck was I doing driving down this road?
Give me a pencil.
But it sure was purdy. And unfortunately, you can't see it because this part right here, there were two deer running across there, but you can't see it because it's too dark and the picture's too small. I couldn't zoom in because I was driving.
Good. I'm glad you didn't.
So, but it was still purdy.
Okay.
And let's see. It looks like you are having a baby.
Looks like I'm having a baby.
Yes. See, it says my baby right next to your cheek. Now it doesn't say that anymore. You covered it up with your big fat head.
I know what you're talking about. Does that guy behind me look familiar though?
No.
Doesn't?
No.
I'm a little bit country. He's a little bit rock and roll.
Okay. I recognize that song.
Really?
Really?
This gentleman has been in the industry.
Let me guess, for 40 plus years.
60 years.
60 years.
Started when he was 4 years old on the Andy Williams show.
Right. Yeah. He looks suspiciously like he has a sister too.
She's a little bit country. And he also has lots of brothers. He has 4, 5, 6, 7 brothers.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well,
him and his sister are the only two that are
right. There were 5 Osmonds. Then you had the older brothers, which were deaf. And then you had the younger one, Jimmy.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's right.
So 4 plus 2 is 6, plus Jimmy is 7. So that's 7 brothers, 1 sister. That's Donny Osmond, dude.
I know. Obviously, I knew who it was. I even gave you enough hints to show that I knew who it was. No, you weren't listening.
You gave hints. You gave hints because you didn't know his name. So I had to do it. I had an opportunity to see Donny Osmond. He came back. I did not realize that Donnie Marie, when they had their show here in Vegas, ran 11 years.
That's insane, isn't it?
What?
That's insane, isn't it?
That seems like a lot, yeah. And he went and did The Masked Singer. The first season of The Masked Singer came in second place.
Yes, that's I remember that.
The peacock costume is there. And he used to do The Masked Singer and he'd fly back and do a show here. But here's another thing. Guess how many albums Donny Osmond has?
I'm going to say he averaged 2 a year for the first 10 years, and then he dropped down to 1 a year. So if he's been doing this for 60 years, let's say
1 album a year. Really? Okay. Go ahead.
Let's say 82 albums.
No. Nobody's got 82 albums out there.
Really?
No.
1 a year doesn't sound unrealistic.
How many albums are the most by
Any artist. Okay.
AITIS?
Let's see what he comes up. Oh, look, 212.
This is how many she sold. I want to know how many albums. All right, here you go. How many albums does the average on average major label contract is for one album? Generally 5 options. This one, okay, so that doesn't happen. On how many albums does an artist or signer sign a major? Let's see what this says.
I have no idea what it says.
Don't know, show. Well, Donny Osmond, I don't see any comments in there. Donny Osmond has 65 albums. Frank Zappa released.
See, I was pretty damn close.
Frank Zappa released 62 albums. Frank Zappa. 62
Frank
albums.
Zappa.
Artists with more than 50 studio albums.
All right. Buckethead had 302 albums. Frank Zappa had 109 albums.
No. That's sold. Didn't have 109. Frank Zappa did not have, it says right here, during his lifetime, Frank Zappa released 62 albums, including Mother's Invention and solo albums. Since 1994, the Zappa Family Trust released 50 what?
I'm reading this right here. Frank Zappa, the legendary weird Frank Zappa, has released 119 albums without 100 studio albums, 13 compilations, and 16 rock operas and bootlegs.
Okay, well, he didn't release them. Bootlegs are not released by
that's true.
The artist, and he only released 62 while he was alive. The other ones were released by the list afterwards. So,
well, here's the top 5.
10 rock and metal artists. This is rock and metal artists.
Ooh, Johnny Cash is in there.
Studio albums. Yeah, these are all studio albums, so this doesn't help. So there's going to be no real answer on this, is there?
Probably not.
This is studio albums. Which band has the most albums sold? Which artist made the most albums?
Oh, interesting. To date, Johnny Cash has launched a jaw-dropping 167 albums. However, 104 of the albums happen to be compilations.
Right. After he died.
Yes.
So, like I said, that, that doesn't count. Here's the other weird thing about Donny Osmond. Do you know that most of his songs are covers?
I would have to say I didn't think about it, but that would make sense.
What is Donny Osmond famous for?
Having an awesome looking sister?
No, his songs. What's the song is his?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
And they called it Puppy Love. That's a remake.
Okay.
Yeah. Down by the Lazy River. That's a remake. One Bad Apple by the Osmonds. That's a remake. Crazy Horses is an original, but that's from their albums. But he was the singing voice for the Captain. Oh crap! I can't remember his name. In Mulan.
I believe I remember that because I read the credits. I didn't recognize it at first.
He wasn't the voice. He was the singing voice.
Right.
So, I'll make a mad. What was it? What was the? Did Donny Osmond sing Mulan? Shang. General Shang, or was it just Shang? I don't remember what the guy's name was. Who sings for Shang in Mulan? I'll Make a Man Out of You. Donny Osmond.
Okay.
Li Shang. That's what it was. Li Shang.
I will take your word for it because you are reading it.
Well, that plus he talked about it in the show. But he talked about all the stuff that he did in the show. And it was a pretty cool show to be able to go see that and say that I saw him.
How long is the show?
Since I didn't see Donnie and Marie when they were in town, 11 years, and I didn't go see him. What is wrong with me?
We don't have time to go into that long list.
But yeah, it was cool that I got to go see him.
Yay.
He was a pretty cool dude.
So how long was his show?
90 minutes exactly. He started on time and he finished within 1 minute of 90 minutes. Like a little over, but yeah, depending on where you stopped the clock when the curtain dropped.
See,
I mean, he hit that path right down. He's got
you rag on me when I get anal about the times for our general positivity message and when the show's supposed to be done. Yeah.
There is no genuine positivity message time. That's why I get crazy on you.
When
Nobody said a genuine positivity message time.
In the middle of our show. Middle of the show is 30 seconds.
No, let's do it right now. 30 seconds. Okay.
30,
time to do a genuine positivity message. Here's Scott with a genuine positivity message.
Steve's positive.
I'll wait.
Steve tested positive. There we go.
I'll wait.
No, we're not going to do it now. It's 30 minutes. Now you made me spill on myself, weenie. Okay, so let's see. It is time to go to our actual first, since we're well into the show. We should get to our first subject. This is 1 year, isn't it? Ooh, no.
And Funguy The Entertainer with our genuine positivity message.
No, it's not the halfway point yet. I'm not going to do it until it's time.
Then I'll do it. February is the shortest month of the year.
It is.
Funguy The Entertainer.
I'm being redirected.
There it is. I did it.
Why am I being redirected?
Our genuine positivity message. February is the short. How many months have 28 days?
All of them.
Oh, okay.
You can do a dad joke on me all you want.
I didn't know.
I'm having a problem with your link.
Bummers.
So I don't know what the show is about. So you're going to have
What do
to.
you mean you have a problem with the link? Just click on it. It goes to the right place.
It says agree and proceed required only.
What?
When I clicked on the link, it wants me to accept cookies, which I do not want to do.
Yeah, accept the cookies. Take the cookies.
I don't have any milk.
Take the cookies.
FujiFilm. Diosynth.
So FujiFilm, stop right there. FujiFilm. What is FujiFilm known for?
Film for your camera.
Right. Okay. FujiFilm. FujiFilm.
Right.
Film for your cameras.
Yep.
Probably one of the better camera films out there.
They
would also were the first ones to come out with a digital camera body. You use Nikon lenses, and they were the first camera that was a 35 millimeter format, even though it was digital, 35 millimeter format that was available for you to buy as a consumer.
Okay.
So what do you think they've moved on to now? What would be the normal progression for somebody who's in the film industry and camera industry?
Smell-o-vision.
Nope. Advanced therapy and vaccine production.
Okay.
What?
Maybe because they have high-speed film that take pictures of things as they're mutating.
They are advancing tomorrow's medicines. As your global CDMO partner, we offer complete solutions in pharmaceutical manufacturing, from preclinical investigations and process development to commercial CGMP production. So all I could figure is, instead of making the chemicals to develop film, they now make the chemicals that develop microbiology and all that stuff.
Okay. Well,
isn't that crazy?
I am assuming you remember when you used to work for Kraft.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember how many different companies Kraft Corp owned? Because they diversified?
No, they did. Kraft only owned food companies.
Well,
they were purchased by bigger companies and conglomerations, but they never clouded the Kraft food name.
Okay. But the concept is the same. It's diversification.
It's not the same.
It's
not the same. You don't call FujiFilm and tell me you're developing my next vaccine.
Why not? Still developing. You know, it's just like a developing nation.
That's what I said. As I said, were they taking it literally that they're developing stuff? They're developing.
Sure.
They put it.
I'm going with it. You came up with the idea and I like it. I'm going to go with it.
But I never thought I'd see FujiFilm doing microbiology.
Well, look at the neuroscientists.
Things are changing.
Becoming an actress.
What about the neuroscientists?
That became an actress. She was on Big Bang Theory, and now
she was an actress before she became a neuroscientist. She
That's right, because she was on
Blossom.
Blossom, right. That's cool. So see, she was hedging her bet. She used her brains to make have a secondary career for if she ever lost her acting jobs.
You know, she has a new TV show out, right?
Well, it's not new, but yes.
What do you mean it's not new?
It's in its second season.
Oh, what do you consider new? Premiered this year?
Yes.
Okay, whatever, dude. You are so freaking weird.
Call me Cat.
So my embryonic, right?
Yes.
So dig this. I don't remember what episode it was. I think it might have been episode 1. But you know how they break the fourth wall all the time?
Yes.
So that's their thing, how they do the show.
Right.
Guess who is sitting in the cat cafe? The cat
cafe, right?
The cafeteria. The cafe. I forget how they call it, but it's a cat cafe. Guess who was in there?
I don't remember. I don't remember anybody different.
Joey Lawrence, Michael Stroyava, the older brother, and then I don't know how to say Jenna's last name. Von Oy. That was 6 from the show. I don't know if you remember the show.
Oh, okay.
So her friend
I completely missed that.
The older brother, and it's actually I kept watching the whole episode going, man, this could have been so good. They could have been so good. They had so many opportunities to use it, and they just glossed over it. And I was like, so disappointed.
Well, the first show was decent. Their first season was decent. The second season is much better.
I only saw the first.
Now, here's something else that we've noticed about the show. You know how at the end of every show, every character that is in there, whether they're just sitting there, right, they all come out and wave, every single one of them.
Right.
And they're having more fun when they do that now. Like the last one, they came out there with streamers and they had a lot of fun. They were dancing around. You know, they're actually having a good time. That's the kind of work I wanted to be doing.
You want to go at the end of every show, come out and wave?
Well, yeah, it would be cool too. But, you know, I want to have fun, like more fun than we're even having here.
I'm not having any fun today with you. Just so
why not? You should always have fun with me.
I try to, but sometimes you're just not, you know.
Well, that's because you're trying.
Paying attention.
You shouldn't be trying. You should be easy to get along
with. Okay.
So anyway, what's our next show?
Well, did you know that she's vegan? Did you know that?
I did not, because I could trying to think if I saw her eat food during any of the shows. It looked like it's not vegan food.
Yep. She's divorced. She's got 2 kids. I'm trying to think of what else. Vegan, Jewish. I don't know when she graduated. When did she graduate? I have to find that.
Who knows? The shadow knows.
I don't remember.
All right. So anyway. So one of the things I've been very concerned about this next subject is how many of the wackadoodles that were thinking that 5G was penetrating their brains. And
well, do you remember when 5G first came out? They were tearing down the light poles and light. We talked about that on the show where they were lighting light poles. Although they were light. Some of the antennas were on light poles, but all the antennas that were on poles, they were lighting the poles on fire. And we had pictures like, how the hell did they even get some of these poles to light on fire? Because some of them were metal poles.
Yes. Well, that's what flammable liquids are for.
Okay. That means you got to climb up the pole, pour the chemical
necessarily.
pour the chemical down the pole, and then come down the pole.
Yeah, and then you just need a
Oh, you
spray
think you just sprayed it up there with a super soaker?
or something like that. Yeah, it's not that hard, you know.
Okay.
Some of those.
For all you people who want to learn how to burn things down, go to our website, whathappened.world, find Scott and send him a comment. He'll tell you how to burn stuff down. Apparently,
just get a super soaker.
go arrest him.
Just remember, don't use it while you're smoking.
Yeah. But don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it.
So, but I was wondering how many wackadoodles were going to come out on this. See, we were right. This 5G really does do this shit.
Well, it doesn't do it.
No, it does something different though.
Well, okay. So,
and they're not sure it does it. They just think it
near
might.
5G service. So the FAA has been doing an investigation, telling pilots to take extra precaution when landing on slick runways near impending 5G wireless service. The federal officials say the planes might need more room to land if the 5G systems interfere with their instruments that measure how high the plane is above the ground.
That could make a huge ass difference. What a lot of people do not realize.
So you mean me using my cell phone on the airplane is really going to bring it down now?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Most people don't realize this, but the majority of planes nowadays are being landed with a pilot there, but a lot of it is automatic now, autopilot.
Right. They're there to
make sure if there's a problem,
wrong.
they take over immediately.
Yeah, and they fix it.
So, but if the other bad part is, let's say you have inclement weather, you can no longer rely on the pilot can no longer rely on their vision to see the runway. They have to go by the controls, the instrument panel telling them what everything is. So if it's wrong, they're screwed.
So what I want to know is the FAA and the FCC communicate together as which frequencies and which channels should be separated. Why are they allowing to even put something in a frequency that's so close? That's
a damn good question. You should ask the FCC
There's so much room
it.
out there. Why don't they do that?
Yeah, really.
Apparently the new altimeters and all that are all shielded from this.
Yes.
But it's older equipment.
Yeah, stuff made 2 years ago.
But here's the problem. Most of these planes that are in the air are like 20, 30 years old.
That is true.
Planes are not brand new, people.
No, they're too expensive. These planes
are pretty, they stay in the air a long time.
All right, here's another thing. I'm going to go off subject because we never do that.
We never go off subject?
No, ever. We've never, ever gone off subject.
Okay.
Oh, crap, my nose grew again. I cannot use a new bus in my business because they cost $160,000 new. I cannot make enough money to pay that off. So I have to buy a used bus. The insurance companies do not like to insure anything over 10 years old because apparently the majority of the bad accidents are from not quality operators per se.
They buy the cheaper stuff.
But when you're in a area like I am, where we make our money basically 1 day a week, we have to use the older vehicle. We cannot afford it. I am currently looking at replacing one of my vehicles because it's that time. I'm looking at a 2008, and the best price I can find on a 2008, which is not new, is $45,000 freaking dollars. That's asinine.
It is crazy.
And then people say, well, I don't have to spend $1,000 to rent a bus. Well, I'm going to have to,
Go buy one then.
Yeah. These things get 5 to 10 miles to the gallon. So every time you go out, you're spending $50 to $75 in fuel, even locally. It goes fast. The insurance is stupid. $25,000 a year for insurance. It's just freaking insane. Okay, I'm done ranting.
Are you?
Yeah. I think I'm going to go on vacation. Can I go to Mexico?
No.
Why not?
Because I thought this story was about what's going on here, but it's not. So If you go to Mexico,
I have to bring my own
you look
cereal.
at the shelves. This one. And you look at the shelves.
Uh-oh. Steve is sharing.
There it is. That's what they look like.
The
But they're
shelves
not
all
like
over
that
Mexico
because of a
look like
supply
that.
chain. They're not like that because of a supply chain problem. They're like this because Mexico has seized 380,000 boxes of cornflakes, Special K, and other characters, claiming the boxes had cartoon drawings on them. Oh no. The recently enacted laws aimed at improving children's diets. While cornflakes Rice Krispies are clearly not the worst thing in Mexico for children to eat, law prohibits food companies from using marketing tactics that might appeal to children, like cartoons and mascots. They're great. I mean, that's not necessarily a Kellogg's product, but
Right.
yeah. So you got the big rooster and all
Although
that.
it is Kellogg's. There's Kellogg's Frosted Flakes.
So yeah. So if you've got a cartoon character telling a kid to eat the cereal,
And that was the other thing. Special
It's
K is supposed
illegal.
to be really good for you.
it's illegal. So I just thought that was weird. When in actuality, I thought this story was a story on the Las Vegas stores. Look at this cough and congestion. Look at. This is
Yep.
These are current pictures of the shelves, dude. Look.
And that is, again, not a supply chain issue, correct?
This is supply chain issue.
Oh, okay. I thought it had something to do with the fact that a lot of this stuff was being held in the pharmacy area because
The honey,
oh yeah.
the pasta
Well, the stuff you were showing us was drug area.
in the beginning, yeah. Rice. No, it's everybody toilet paper again. Here we go again.
They're doing it again.
Yeah, they're crazy. People are crazy.
They are.
People are crazy. The shelves are empty.
Empathy.
I would try shopping today and I couldn't shop because Target didn't have room in their freezer refrigerator to put my stuff for me to go pick it up.
Bummers.
Because I order online and just go pick it up.
I
That's the
get
best
it.
way to-
I've
that's
only
the
done
best
that a
way.
couple of times. It was actually mostly for my dad, but once for me because I had COVID, so I couldn't go in the store. So I just
Yeah, you pull
ordered
up
it
over the
and
back window
they brought it
and-
out to me and I just had them put it in the back of the vehicle.
Are you going to post more on Instagram? You know, you only have 10 posts.
You know, I tried to do that today because I want to let my followers know about our show and it wouldn't let me do Diddly Squad. I'm like, what the hell? But then
Really?
I remembered you can't do it on your computer. You got to do it off your phone.
You can't do it off your computer at all?
What was that?
You can't do it off your computer at all?
Apparently not. I can read stuff, but I cannot post on the computer. You can only post using your phone.
Huh.
I even thought about doing a quick TikTok thing, but I've got 3 followers on TikTok, so that's pretty pointless.
Yeah, I don't even know where the heck my stuff is.
So, anywho, technically it is now time officially do or genuine positivity.
Nope, not going to do it.
Yeah, because you faked it earlier.
We're going to go on to our next subject. What is our next subject?
Something about sold by Amazon program ending.
Oh, yeah. So remember I told you Amazon's finally starting to get too big for their own britches?
Okay, like 10 years ago. Yeah, okay.
But here's the deal. All right. So they always say they're not suppressing prices and changing prices and all this stuff and yada, yada. Well, the courts just disagreed with them.
Okay.
But this is in Washington, where they alleged that Amazon was price fixing. So Amazon has to pay $2.25 million.
Okay. That's like 3 hours worth of business.
3 hours? Try like 3 seconds.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Like they do $1 billion a minute or whatever. It's ridiculous. But they have to permanently shut down the sold by Amazon. Sold by Amazon basically works like this. Amazon would contact a third-party seller and they would agree on a minimum price for the item, right?
Okay.
So the third-party seller agrees on a minimum item. If Amazon sold the item for more, they would split the profits.
Okay.
And that way, there's no difference from buying a bunch of stuff from wholesalers and reselling it. But due to how Amazon dynamically prices and presets items in the store, that's not quite what happened. Amazon ended up increasing the price of the item to match the other retailers and prevent sellers from offering discounts. So as a result, buyers were frequently driven to purchase Amazon's own brand, which would be priced lower. So they would partner in with these people, then raise the price it's sold by Amazon, and then the Amazon product was actually lower because they raised the price up with the other retailers.
Okay.
A whole article on it and everything. Yeah.
Okay. I understand how business works. I'm a business person myself. But one thing that has always driven me crazy about corporate America is greed. When you're already filthy rich, why do you need to be filthy richer?
Gordon Gecko, greed is good.
A little bit of greed is understandable. It gives you the incentive to go out and do stuff.
Yeah, but, and then they hide it all behind being good businessmen.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just good business. It's just good business.
Yeah. They just had a Magnum PI show where
it's just good business.
They had a restaurant, forget what his terminology was, expert to come in there to tell him how to make his restaurant more profitable, telling him he needs to get chairs that aren't comfortable so people only stay 45 minutes instead of, an hour and a half.
Where was this?
A Magnum PI.
Oh, Magnum PI.
Show. Yeah. Okay. And it's true because when I was younger, I got hired by a couple different companies to go in as an employee to find out why things weren't working properly. Their employee morale was down, their productivity was down, their profits were down, and they wanted to find out why. The biggest reason always turned out to be somewhere in management, somebody was letting suck-ups or brown noses or whatever term you want to use get away with doing shit, which made everybody else all upset because they're busting their ass to cover for this guy. And then after a while, people just said, fuck you. And that's what happened with...
warning, language warning.
Yeah, I almost never say that, do I? Back in the 80s, American cars were some of the worst cars in the world because unions got so powerful, you could not fire anybody. And the guys, you'd have these guys that would do nothing all day long. They just show up and get paid. And the people who are working hard said, well, he's not getting fired. We're not going to work hard either. And for a decade, American cars sucked. And finally, they fixed the problem, mostly. Now American cars are good again. Yay. Mostly.
They're not.
Well, they're better than they were in the 80s. They were bad.
They were bad.
Do you remember the what was the thing called? The Thing?
The Thing. That was an awesome car.
Was it the Thing?
I had one of those as a little kid. You hit the front bumper and all the
doors would fly exactly. That's what happened.
Awesome vehicle.
That's kind of what American cars were like. If they got an accident, they were screwed forever.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
That was a Volkswagen. Das Boot.
Das Boot. All right.
So you have no idea what you're talking about. So
of course I do.
I'd like to thank you for that. Well, going back to what you were saying, but make the chairs uncomfortable. That's where the term for turning the tables in a restaurant comes.
Yes, that is correct.
Because to turn the table so that you can get the next group in there, because if people only buy, let's say that an average people of 4 only spend $80 on a meal, and then you get a 20% tip, you're going to get $16. And if they stay there for 2 hours, you're only getting $16 for 2 hours. But if you can get 2 groups of people in there in those hours, then you can get $32. So you're making more money. And the same thing with the restaurant because they're selling the food. So
that is correct.
Or you jack up their bar bill if they want to sit there and drink.
That's why most successful restaurants have bars.
They want to turn that profit and turn the tables.
You just wanted to say turnip.
Okay. Let's go on to the M&M story.
What?
Yeah.
That's not what's next.
What? Time for the M&M story.
No.
Yeah, it is.
You didn't do the positivity message right.
I did. I did it. I
You
did it
did
in 30
not. You
seconds.
skipped the whole line.
I did it 30 seconds. You want to do it?
Yes.
Then introduce yourself.
I'm Funguy The Entertainer, and I have a genuine positivity message for you because we all need to be positive once in a while. February is the shortest month of the year. It is the time of the year that daylight grows longer the fastest. So start working on that all over tan.
So I just want to make sure that, I get this right. You want me to be positive, but test negative, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, like,
You've been waiting to do that again for what? 2 months?
I don't know. You haven't said be positive in a while.
You know why?
Why?
Because that show has been renewed.
What show?
Be positive.
That's a show?
It is.
What's the show about?
Well, the first season was about a guy who needed a kidney and this really ditzy blonde that was offering to give it to him.
2020 sitcom, 2 seasons. No kidding.
Yep.
Why have I not seen this?
Because
It's
you
on
don't watch a whole lot of TV.
I don't watch any TV. Really? This is a show.
Uh-huh. Ta-da! I got you again.
Wow, this is terrible. Don't know show, but no good.
Why?
Ghost
Just because I know more than you this time? Yes.
Ghost is better. You don't know anything about the show, though.
I know about Ghost too. Well, I don't actually watch the show. I've seen a couple of them, but
You don't know about the show Be Positive, though.
I told you what it was about.
Okay, who stars in it?
A lot of nice people.
My point exactly. Thank you very much.
I am terrible at
Who's the
remembering names
producer?
of anybody.
Who created it?
Let me guess. It was, oh no, he's dead. So it can't be him anymore.
Who's dead?
The guy that created all those sitcoms back in the day.
Norman Lear?
Well, he was one, but not King Lear either. Oh, come on. He did show after show after show after show in,
Like what?
in the 70s and 80s.
Like what?
What was the one Soupy Sales was in it all the time? You're like, I don't know, Super Sales.
I have no idea.
It's irrelevant. Go on to the next subject.
No.
How? No.
I'm sure that you don't know anything about the show that you think you know about.
I know the premise of the show. That's all I needed to tell you.
All right. So just so you know, Norman Lear is still alive.
Okay.
Just so you know, Norman Lear did not write Be Positive. Chuck Lorre.
That's who I was talking about, Chuck Lorre.
No, you were not. Chuck Lorre
Yes,
didn't
I
do
was.
Soupy
He's been doing
Sales.
stuff since the 60s.
What?
I'm sure it's the right guy. He's
Since
been
the
doing shows
60s.
since the 60s.
He wrote the song French Deborah Harry they recorded 86. In the early 1980, turned down scripts. I don't see. I see soundtrack. I don't know. No.
Didn't he do like Laughing
No.
and all that sort of stuff?
84. No. Rowan and Martin?
Well,
Rowan
was
and Martin
theirs.
did Laughing. No, Chuck Lorre is 1984. That's his earliest credit, 1984.
all right. So it's not Chuck Lorre I'm thinking about. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know who you're thinking. You're making stuff up again.
I know. And he passed away. My God, he did. You could not watch TV any day of the week without at least one of his shows being on. He was
Norman
that,
Lear.
What?
Norman Lear.
No, well, yeah, him too, but no. Okay, now I have to look it up.
Norman Lear was in the 70s and 80s and that. He did All in the Family, Sanford and Sons, Maude, Good Time, Jeffersons, Hot in Baltimore, One Day at a Time, Mary Hartman, The Dumplings, All's Fair, The Nancy Walker Show, All That Glitters, Fernwood Tonight, The Year at the Top, America Tonight, Hang in There, The Baxters, Palmertown, USA. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Aaron Spelling.
Oh, Aaron Spelling?
He was a big one, but I don't think he's the one I was thinking.
He did
about.
like nighttime stuff. He did more drama stuff. Aaron Spelling did more drama stuff.
Right. Okay, I'm trying to find a picture of this guy because he was actually supposed to be really funny.
Aaron Spelling did like those are films. Television.
Films.
Johnny
I
Ringo,
love
DuPont,
films.
Gray Theater, Dick Powell Show, Lloyd Bridges Show, Honey West, Smother Brothers Show, Rango.
Ah, the Smothers Brothers. I remember them.
The Danny Thomas Hour, stuff like that. And then like in the 70s, he did, The Affair and the Mod Squad and stuff like that.
Aaron Spelling was huge.
Who are you thinking of? Sit Subu? That guy? Or Sit Ubu or whatever his name was?
Sit
Stephen
Ubu,
Cannell?
Sit.
Stephen J. Cannell? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't remember. I'm trying to look it up
train wrecking
myself.
the show, dude.
No, you are, because you have to keep bringing it up. You could always just bypass it once we get over the fact that
I can't
I'm not
bypass
sure
it. This is the Don't Know show. When you bring up stuff we don't know, which is everything you talk about.
It's not everything, because I was right on the first half of the show. So there. I don't know.
Sitting like this, just showing you're right, is not being right.
I know where I made my error.
Started
Harry
talking.
Friedman.
Who?
Harry Friedman.
Harry Friedman.
Yes.
He was an author.
Well, he did that too, but he was the most prolific game show producer is what it was. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy are his two biggest.
Game shows. It's
still TV stuff. So that's where, I was confused, damn it.
I was talking about shows.
It's still a show. It's still TV.
Shows, not reality TV.
You're such a whiner.
I'm not a whiner.
Wine.
Weird stuff.
You want some cheese with that wine?
I don't want to go to Florida now.
Okay,
That's my
let's
wine.
see. Okay, that's good there.
What's good where?
I had to close out. I opened so many damn windows. I had to close them so I could see things again.
Be positive. This all started because you said you knew everything about be positive. You knew nothing about being positive. You didn't know who started or anything.
Apparently, this next subject happens to have what happened since they made the M&Ms have all different shoes and stuff like that. So now they're closing plants, huh?
Yeah. Can you? Well, no, but okay. So I have a tie to this plant. When I work for Kraft, I was actually in this plant.
Okay.
So Mars Wrigley closing chocolate factory in Chicago. Mars Wrigley is closing chocolate factory at Chicago's west side and plans to donate the building hailed for its Spanish style architecture.
Okay.
Mars Wrigley is closing the chocolate factory. The plant was built in 1928. It'll be phased out over the next 2 years. 280 workers will be encouraged to explore opportunities and apply to open roles across their network, specifically in the Chicagoland area.
Interesting.
Factory is built on
trying to see if I can remember
a residential area bordering Oak Park. Oak Park.
Oh,
That's where I was
it's wrong
born.
side for me.
Once part of a golf club. Company stated to donate part of use to the community. It's a very cool plant. You know what the cool thing about being in a candy plant is?
You get to dress up in a bunny suit?
No, you get to eat all the candy you want.
Oh.
While you're at work, you can eat as much candy as you want.
Okay. Even the experimental candy?
Even as a guest going through there to take the food to the cafeteria and stuff like that, I was allowed to get food and eat it while I was on premises.
All right.
How cool is that?
It's cool.
Yep. But when Mars bought Chicago-based Wrigley, right? So everything's moved out of Chicago. They moved the headquarters to New Jersey. So they still have their Burr Ridge ice cream factory, their Yorkville candy factory in Yorkville. Guess what they make in Yorkville?
York peppermint patties.
No, Yorkville peppermint patties.
Yorkville peppermint patties?
Yeah, I have no
They're
idea.
different?
I don't know what they make there. I don't know. And then in Mattoon, Illinois.
Ooh, I've been there.
They make pet nutrition. Pet foods. So that's crazy.
It is.
That sucks. So that's a bummer. What's next? What's left?
Bib overalls.
Bib overalls.
Bib overalls.
All right. So here's another one, right? So I found the what did I find? I found the FujiFilm, right?
Right.
So FujiFilm. So FujiFilm doesn't make film anymore. What does Oshkosh not make anymore?
Hopefully they're still making Oshkosh Bagosh Bib overalls. That'll be kind of sad if they no longer make those.
Come on. What's going on here?
I don't know. I'm waiting for it to you to.
Oh.
There's two different things. They also made the. I'm not going to open it, but I think I remember. Didn't they also make some kind of a military vehicle?
Well, that's it. But is this the same company? Again, how are these companies branching out? So Oshkosh Bagosh.
Yeah, Oshkosh Bagosh.
They also made those kids' clothing and the overalls and all that other stuff.
Yeah, didn't they make like Dr. Denton's too?
Or is that a different company?
Dr. Denton's are the pajamas they had the feet attached to them.
Who makes and the butt flap?
Right.
Who makes again? See, there you go again. You keep saying we don't have to do this, but then you keep bringing this stuff up. We can't just leave it.
Well, you can. It just you don't like to leave it because you're.
Well, that's not our show. Our show
of course not.
Dr. Denton's is historically well-known American brand of blanket sleepwear, formerly manufactured by the Dr. Denton Sleeping Garment Mills of Centerville, Michigan. But who manufactures it now? Best known sleeper so well. Doctors remain. Trademark has changed. Spread of vendors. Named Dr. Denton. Doesn't say.
Surprise.
Does not say in. Somebody go fix Wikipedia and tell us where it was made. Where it's made now.
I absolutely love Wikipedia. One of my friends
stuff in there.
He used to put in wrong information all the time, and they would be up there for a month before somebody said this is wrong. Sometimes you wonder.
Dr. Denton's sleep garment. Culturefy. I don't know.
Me neither.
Nobody knows out there in the viewers either.
Well,
did you watch any football today?
No, we almost never watch football.
I know you suck. All right. So yes. So
I actually prefer nibbling.
Dr. Denton's apparently is making an electric vehicle. So the electric vehicle is quiet and stealthy, but kind of cool looking. It's a military vehicle. It's by Oshkosh Defense. So I'm very, very confused. Where's the
Oshkosh has developed a hybrid electric joint light tactical vehicle. Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks pretty rugged.
Oshkosh Defense. So here's my question. You're out in the middle of wherever you're at, right?
Right.
And you run out of gas. Somebody's got some jerry cans or something for you. Right. Is an electric vehicle that great of an idea? It's got to have a motor too, right? Oh, it's a hybrid.
Yeah, could be. It looked like there's a giant extension cord getting out of the back.
There's a hybrid electric. Okay, so that makes more sense.
Okay.
Hybrid electric makes more sense. Look at that thing though.
I like the one that has the treads.
What tread?
You lost it. It was in one of the pictures you were in.
Kind of cool looking vehicle though.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the big trucks with the tractor treads?
Tracks on them.
Yeah, tracks.
I'm going to back up because I didn't see that. So let's see if it was the. Okay, so I was here.
I think it was before that one. It was. I saw it on the black box on the right.
I think you were seeing things.
No. Oh, nope. That's not it.
No, it doesn't exist.
It was in the black box.
It
On
was
the
probably
right,
a different vehicle.
which you don't have. Oh,
I
that could
clicked
be.
here in the sand. I
Okay.
looked here.
There it is. Stop right there. Oshkosh is tinkering with it. See, it's got the tracks.
No, that's not tracks. That's just
Oh, just the way it looked.
yeah.
Because it was a little itty bitty picture on my screen.
Yeah, no, wrong. But yeah,
Wrong.
right?
Left.
I think it's kind of weird though that all these companies I'm finding are not making what I think they should be making.
I agree.
I mean,
That's
so
okay. It makes it more exciting.
Not only that, but Oshkosh Defense is going to check this out. Let me get this page up. Come on, load.
Load. While you're doing that, I'll be right back.
You got to go potty?
No.
Scott's got to go potty. He drank a lot. So Oshkosh Defense awarded USPS mail carrier contract award to Oshkosh Defense. Look at this vehicle. Look at the size of that window. And it says
Looks
air
like a
conditioning.
mail vehicle.
How can that be air conditioning? Like that's a weird place to say air conditioning. But cameras, backup cameras, walk-in cargo area, bumper sensors, automatic front and rear braking, sliding side cargo door, automatic electronic parking brake. That's what I have in my Toyota. Telematics compatible. Dude, you can get a little thing about this big that's a USB drive and put that on people's to see where people are at. But I mean, there's nothing here that's not on my Toyota. So
Interesting.
But yeah, weird looking vehicle, right? I mean, just weird. It's just weird.
I agree, but that's okay.
Is it okay?
It is okay.
All right, where are we at on subjects?
Women are sharing their go-to life hacks.
Oh, we only got 4 minutes left. So you're just going to continue on and run the show long. Man,
No.
For somebody who wants to be on time all the time, you sure let this show go to a wreck today.
Well, it was more fun that way. Oh, I got an idea. Let's move that to the next week's show and you do the 2 Vegas things.
Okay.
Because you're right. That'll probably take a while.
That's what I would have done, but you know,
Yep.
you're just out of control, man.
Yeah. Everybody who's watching can tell that I'm completely out of control.
You are. You're out of control. All right. So guess what's coming back to Vegas?
Gambling.
Well, no, that never really
Shows.
left. It's just more expensive now. Battlebots, baby.
Battlebots?
Battlebots will return in 2022.
You're sure?
Yep. We'll be back in Las Vegas in 22 for another exciting season of Battlebots, most likely fall or 2022. So that doesn't make any sense.
No,
But this is from the Battlebots webpage.
Okay.
But so in the meantime, please follow our social media for the latest on all Battlebots.
Okay. Is there anything like Real Steel?
Have you not seen the Battlebots TV show?
Of course I have.
Okay. And what are you asking?
I'm being humorous so that the people go like, oh, I get it.
But you're not. That's the problem.
It
You're
is.
not.
You're the one that's not funny.
That's not funny, dude.
It is. Do you remember Real Steel? Those are Battlebots.
No, they're not.
They certainly are. They battle each other and they're bots. I
No,
rest my
this
case.
No, these are Battlebots.
Oh, you're going to share again, aren't you?
Yeah, you forced it.
Yeah. No, I did
wasn't
not.
going to. I wasn't going to, but you said gotta share. So look how little the robots are. That's not Big Dill, Black Dragon, Blade. Look at the size of the blade on that thing.
So now you see where it started before it
I'm gonna
became
make that
Real
bigger.
Steel.
Yeah, look at that. Can you imagine that thing spinning around? If that goes and hits something, it's definitely going to bust it up.
Well, that's what it's supposed to do.
What do you have more pictures? Hang on here.
I got a big kick out of the one
Yeah,
day.
look at that. A cutting edge and everything.
Yeah.
I don't care about the drivers. All right.
Yeah. I remember the one of the first shows had like a chop saw attached to the front of it. It went.
Yeah. I think they still have that. Let me see if I can get back and see if.
And then of course, most of the competitors came up with shielding that the saw couldn't go through.
Right. Well, that's how you modify. Spoiler alert. Let's see.
And then the one guy had like a cooking spatula underneath it to flip the competitors' robots over.
The blacksmith was a blacksmith has a chop saw. Hang on. You want me to share all this stuff? All right. Share screen, share. Blacksmith. So that arm comes down with the spinning blade, and then waka. That's the sound it makes.
Yep.
Look at those pictures. You think bursting on fire? Look at those things flying. There's the flipper guy. Bronco was one of them with a flipper.
Yep.
There's a wedgie. Kind of cool. So that's gonna be here in Vegas. So you should plan your trip on coming out for that.
So which one of the casinos is it going to be in?
It's at Caesar's Palace.
Okay.
Well, it's actually a Caesar's property. It's at Bally's, behind Bally's, which isn't going to be Bally's anymore.
It's not?
No. So Bally's is going to become the Horseshoe.
Okay.
So first, MGM Mirage got sold, right? So
Okay.
the Mirage got sold. That's going to be a Hard Rock. Then Caesar said it would rebrand Bally's. But now another iconic hotel may be knocked down. But I don't know what hotel that is. What hotel is it? It's your story, so you need to know.
Well, it's being rebranded as the Horseshoe brand. They sold the Mirage to Hard Rock International.
What?
They mixed all the stories that you're talking about. They mixed up in here, and I did not realize they did that.
What? I just told you the first two. There's a third.
Correct.
Had sold. All right.
Caesar's
MGM
Entertainment.
sold Mirage to Hard Rock.
Right.
And could be demolished and put into a Hard Rock.
Right.
Okay.
And Caesar's were supposed to be rebranded Bally's.
No.
That's what it says.
No, that's a different hotel. Then there's Bally's. That's a separate hotel.
All right.
They're on opposite sides of the street. They're a block away from each other.
Hey, you live there. You would know. I don't. I'm just going by what I'm reading.
Well, you
they wrote
read
it
the
wrong
article
as usual.
Okay.
Okay.
But the third hotel, you see, if you just read the story, this is why I can't deal with Scott, ladies and gentlemen. He's crazy. He's just crazy. Who's Town Line guy? He loves it. Go gadget. You're killing me, man.
Ooh.
All right.
The Tropicana.
Hello. See what happens when you read it? So they don't own the Tropicana. The Tropicana is owned by a separate company.
$50 million. Holy
They
shit.
own the Trop and the M. But they bought the property or are leasing the underlying casino. And it's very confusing with this whole who owns the property, who's leasing it, who's running it, and all that.
Exactly.
But the Trop is an older one. And then they were talking about tearing that whole corner down. And that's where they were going to put the baseball stadium. But now the A's are staying in Oakland. A's are staying in Oakland. So they're not coming here.
Okay.
But now they're talking about a MLS to go there.
Multiple listing service?
So I have no idea. So I don't know what's gonna happen over at the Trop, but the Trop is an older property and it's not that big, so they may take that down. But then if they do that, does the OYO go down, which was the old San Remo, which became the Hooters? So that's the question. Nobody knows, right?
Well, apparently, according to this article, what makes this difficult to choose what they're going to do is a lot of people come there expecting to see the old classics so they can take pictures and stuff, but nobody actually wants to stay in an old, outdated facility.
Right. And then MGM purchased the Cosmo, so they're killing off the Cosmo brand, which was a nice separation from everything there.
It is sad.
So yeah, I don't. Yep, but Bally's has already licensed in Nevada, required to purchase the assets of Mount Blue Resort. Now I don't know who Mount Blue is. Tropicana was built in 1957.
Wow, it's older than us.
Yeah, there's a good movie on right now, Lansky.
Okay. I don't recognize that one.
I'm trying to think of who it's on. It is on. Oh, whatever is it? Lansky film. Yeah. American biographical crime drama about the famous gangster Meyer Lansky. And it is on either Netflix or Hulu, probably Netflix.
I don't think he's all that famous because I've never heard of him.
Okay. You did. You just didn't know you heard of him. So he worked for Lucky Luciano.
Okay. That's a name I recognize.
Lansky was part of the Lansky Siegel group. Lansky Siegel are the guys who brought gambling to Las Vegas.
Okay.
But then when Bugsy came here and separated from Lansky, they did a really good job when they were together on the East Coast. But when they came here, Bugsy kind of, got a little wound up and into paying off everybody and everything and didn't really make a bunch of money and stuff like that. So that's when they killed him off. It's a good movie. You should watch it. It's got some true stuff in it and then some stuff I'm like, I have no idea of knowing.
All right.
Whether it's true or not.
I'm sure you realize
it's an Amazon Prime movie. Sorry.
That when they create a movie, it has to be entertaining. So it can't be 100% accurate. Otherwise, it'd be a documentary.
Right. Kind of like Casino.
Yeah. There's
tidbits
of truth throughout the whole thing, but there's
a
lot of made up stuff to make it more.
So it's an Amazon movie. Sorry. So it's an Amazon movie. So you can watch that. There's some good stuff in it. Like I knew like certain things were going to happen. Like I knew they're going to kill Bugsy Siegel.
It would be kind of weird if they didn't, since they killed him in real life.
Right. So you kind of knew that happened.
Kind of like watching the movie Titanic. You know the damn boat's going to sink.
Oh, don't ruin it on me. And the Titanic never sank. The Olympia sank, or the Olympic. The Olympia. I think there's a conspiracy theory thing on Amazon on that too.
Okay.
But no, because there's a lot of stuff on that. You should look that up. That conspiracy theory. You like conspiracy theories?
No.
Okay. So they say that the Olympia got into an accident. They brought it back. They tried to retrofit. They couldn't retrofit it, but they didn't have insurance on it. So it did is they put insurance on the trop, and then because they're going to lose all the money, they couldn't afford to lose money. So they actually planned on sinking it in there. And there was another boat there to rescue everybody, but the radio guy put their just position at the wrong position. So they were actually 10 miles farther away than they should have been. So when the safety or the help or everything went up, they didn't know. It was just really weird. So, but yeah, and they're saying that even when you look at the stuff, there's like, this had these many windows, this had these many windows, and the one on the ocean bottom has the windows from the Olympia, not the Titanic, because they were identical except for like two little things. And then the name, where the name was put on there. It's all crazy. Yeah, you got to watch it. It's great conspiracy.
The thing with conspiracy theories is there's a bit of truth in every one of them. That's what makes people.
No, that's it. Yeah. You got to have a little bit of truth. So I think LA is just punched their ticket to the Super Bowl. They're winning. Game's almost over. It's 20-17. There's 1:09 left, and it's 4th
Well, you saw
down.
what happened to the Packers game with just seconds left.
Well, I think they got the football back, so I think it's over. I think they stopped them. So let's see if it's 1:09. If that's the case, trying to see. There goes the pass. Gruffalo got away. They got him again. Got him. Oh, he tried to throw the football away, but he didn't. So, hard to tell. I can't tell what's going on with the sound off. So with that, let's go to our made-up word of the.
Yes, it's actually a made-up word, and the reason it's our phrase technically.
Why? Why would you do that with all the stuff that's out there in the world right now? Why would you make up? The whole thing. Tasty.
Tasty Nahbleetos.
What the hell is that?
Well, it's what happens when you burp up a little food that you just ate.
Oh no, it's not tasty.
It depends on how good the food is.
No.
I'm not talking about regurgitation. I'm talking about that little bit of a burp and you get a little chunk in your mouth. Oh, look, there's a little bit more food to eat.
You're a weird ass dude. Oh, you're a weird ass dude.
Hey, I had a rough weekend. I needed a little bit of cheering up, so I chose something that I came up with a long time ago.
I don't know if they won by enough points, though. They're only winning by 3.
Well, you got to learn how to bet better then.
Yeah, well, I live in Vegas. Not necessarily something you're going to learn how to do better here. Buy the casinos. Apparently, they have a lot of money to do all this other stuff.
Okie dokie. Oh, you know Tyler, huh?
So what's your word?
Tasting the Nahbleetos.
Why? Okay, so tasty. I get that part because you think it tastes good. I don't think anytime you regurgitate anything in your. So why Nahbleetos? Where is that? Is that English? Is that Hispanic? What is that?
A combination of stuff.
Okay, what is it?
When I was younger, I remember a commercial. I can't remember exactly what it was about. It's kind of like, do you remember I want to say Ortega taco shells where you had the bandito with his the bandoliers across his shoulders and he bites into the taco and it just disintegrates and he goes all over my bullets and everything. Remember that commercial? Okay. It was around that time somebody was saying something and it sounded like Nahbleetos. I'm sure that's not what the word was, but it's what it sounded like. And it stuck in my head. So one day, and it was when they were eating, there was something, it was like a leftover piece of food in their mouth. And they called it this tasty Nahbleeto thing. So ever since then, whenever I have
I'm glad this entertained you because
whenever I burp, I say, ooh, taste Nahbleetos. Because you get to taste your food again. Yay.
Cool. Well, somebody's sad that they lost.
Not me.
Odell Beckham Jr.'s over there telling them. Good. So that's it. Super Bowl is set. Are you going to watch Super Bowl?
Probably not. I'll probably be working.
Okay. Super Bowl Sunday. We'll probably be doing the show because it's late at night.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
which
Los
means
Angeles.
You'll be distracted because you'll be constantly going, oh, look at it.
It's Los Angeles. It's Los Angeles in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And who won earlier today?
I don't know.
It wasn't Kansas City. It was the Bengals, the Cincinnati Bengals.
Bengals?
The Bengals, yeah.
So the 49ers lost?
49ers just lost to LA.
Okay.
The Bengals were playing the Chiefs.
Not the Chefs.
Well, it depends if that guy was doing the stuff or not.
Yeah.
But with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching.
And if he fell shows, no, it's a bad life decision.
And after this show, how can you think anything but that? It's a bad life decision. Please subscribe, go down to whathappened.world. It's still not fixed, but you can get to some of our stuff. Send us comments. Go look at Scott's Instagram page, which he only has 10 posts on. Find Scott Thomas, the STE for Fun Guy. Mash
or Funguy The Entertainer.
Gets us to more people if you're on the YouTube show and stuff like that. All right, man. Well, with that, I'm just going to say thank you for watching. Live every day and have a good one.
Be genuine, positive, live and love life. And please, 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 please have a good one.